Hello everyone and welcome to another installment of Balandeli Belanga, Ngala na Umlandeli Belanga. I'd like to greet you all in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Or I'd like to greet you as I introduced it to us in the writings of Ubabu Muta, in the name of River Time, the No Thing, and the offspring thereof, the spark, the living flame. I'd like to greet you in the name of Indlondlo, Ntu, Umantuli, and the offspring thereof, Idlos, the living fire, Idlozi, the living flame. I'd like to greet you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy. Oh, that one I've mentioned already. I'd like to greet you in the name of the ether, the dielectric plane, or the singularity. I'd like to greet you in the name of magnetism, the sacred mother magnetism. I'd like to greet you in the name of the offspring thereof, electricity or Idlos. And of course, the no thingness being Itongo. So today I want to share with you a little on the Northern Star, the Great Year. We'll touch a bit on Nebuchadnezzar's statue, and I'll also discuss the zodiacal age, 1,260 days, no, excuse me, 2,160 days, give or take. Then we'll discuss the four ages, or the four yugas, and syncretize those four stages with the four ages as expressed in the book of Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar's statue. I'll actually show you that it's one and the same thing, interpreted differently, or in the Abrahamic version, you're only given only one side of the story. Then we'll talk about Kiri-dau, or the star Sirius. That brings about the golden age every 24 or 26, 25,000 years, depending on which system you are using. Then I will go into some of the hypotheses of the shifting pole star or the North Star causing great disasters. And so where do I start? Okay, the North Star. In the holy text, it's expressed as Mount Zion or Mount Heru, Mount Olympus, the holy mountain in the north. The North Star is our pivot point of axis, our Earth's pivot point of axis. When you look right now, when you look to the north, you will see around this time in June, you will see the constellation Ursa Major or Ursa Major. It rises and then it falls, as if it's doing this. That's because that's where the pole star is. You can see it clearly from the northern hemisphere. Here in the south, the pole star you can only see from Angola going up. Yes, then you'll be able to see the North Star the constellation Draco or the dragon. Those you can't see here. Here you'll see a little bit of Ursa Major, but you cannot see the pole star, Polaris in Ursa Minor, the little bear. We do not see the little bear at all. So the tail of the little bear, if you're in the north, it will look like it's doing this, and this is the body of the bear. It will look like the tail is doing this, and then that is the northern star. That is the furthest point of our sky. There's nothing higher than the northern star. It's also called, in some texts, they also refer to it as the tree of life, as in that's where the tree of life is. In the Bible, it's also Cephas, or the rock that in the statue of Nebuchadnezzar now, for example. It's Cephas meaning rock. This is Nebuchadnezzar with the head of gold, silver, bronze, and the feet of iron. The rock that strikes the feet of the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, that's that rock. So yes, that rock now, or that holy mountain, is our pivot point. And now every 13,000 years it shifts. It's doing this from where we get our, you need soap, it's here, from where we get our precessional wobble. What makes it appear as if the constellations are always changing or drifting behind, or it makes it look like the background stars is shifting. We all know the symbology used now in the Hebrew text, the Bible, when it speaks of Draco, that old serpent or that old dragon. Yeah, well, it's talking about the pole star. The pole star. The constellation Draco. It's they say it's actually the biggest constellation we have, that actually encircles. It encircles that North Pole, and so as the Earth would be moving, it would look as if it's encircling that North Pole. And then now that the North Pole shifts every 13,000 years, and then this is where you'd find now in the verse it says the dragon was cast down, meaning he loses his position as the highest, as the most elevated star in our system. The North Star again. The Draco, when it was still in Draco, right now it's in Polaris. It moves every 13,000 years. Just use my diagrams here. So yes, if we were to say this is our Earth, or if you like, if it was a plane, then we'd only have it like that, the flat plane. And then instead of the Earth turning, this would be the one that is moving. So yeah, it works either way. So our Earth now, on its axis, it does a tilt of 23 degrees and a half. It does this. It does that. Let me use my. It does that. Yes. Over a degree of 23 and a half degrees. Sorry. So Tuban or Tuba in sorry guys, Tuba in the constellation Draco, right now it's in Polaris. In 13 years time it's going to shift again, and it's gonna come to Vega. And then another 13,000 years again, it will go back to the Draco constellation, Tuba again. So that is how those three poles change. And then we also the change now. There's a figure. The ancients gave it a figure as to how long, or how we measure through the 13 or the 24,000 years. How we measure how long an age is. Depending on which system you use, an astronomical year or age is 2,160, give or take. Or if you're using the Vedic system in the East, it's 24,000 years. That's how they've calculated their yugas. But now in their system, the yugas are calculated on they calculated based on the poles, on our binary star. Our binary star Sirius, the red star. Sirius, or Kiri-dau, as Babu Mutwa put it. And so in their version of events, this is our Earth, this is our orbit. We're actually in a binary with another star, Sirius or Isis. Now the observation is that every time these two stars, our Sun and Isis, every time they are close together, we experience we experience a golden age. We experience a golden age. And now, to assimilate to the Hebrew myth now, the golden age being the head, Nebuchadnezzar's story in Daniel. And then as the planets, as these two stars, move further and further away from each other, then we drop to silver, bronze, and iron. And iron is the lowest stage, or the lowest point. It's the dark ages. It's the Kali. It's the ages of death and destruction. That is why our history is filled with so much blood and destruction. We're coming out of the Kali Yuga, according to the Eastern traditions. We are slowly coming out, or slowly starting to climb out of that age. Now, what comes with the different ages, the golden age being the highest, these ages come with different levels of consciousness. The golden age, we are more aware. Our connection to the vibrations of the cosmos, they are more in tune. We understand more. Hence, the marvels that we see that we cannot explain, like the pyramids, the cities that have been sunk, like your Atlantis, and many more. All these marvels, these works of art, some of them lining astrological phenomena of the stars with bodies on the ground. Like you have the three pyramids of Giza aligned to Orion's belt, or the cradle, not the cradle, or Adam's calendar, or Enki's calendar, the stone calendar in Mpumalanga, also having three pillars there aligned to the belt of Orion, of which it's actually shifted over the years, because the hunter Orion is no longer standing up straight now. He's standing up like that. His hands are facing north now, so the belt is actually facing east. So it doesn't line up anymore. But yes, that is the level of understanding that comes with the golden age. Just to give you an example here from reading from our Bible, Indaba, my children, at page 21, where Babu Muta talks about the race that died. At page 12, he says, in the golden age, we all had the golden eyes of Ma. So in these mythologies, when an age is being expressed, you'll see it in the symbols and the typologies that are used. Here's another play at the color red, like the dog star, which is represented as red. Interestingly enough, the Dogon in Mali have actually known about the Sirius star system for quite a while. Their knowledge of the star system actually predates the modern telescope. It is it's a mystery indeed. And just to share a bit on what Babu Muta says on on page 23, listen to this one. The birth of Khaleesi, mother of the cyclopean-eyed Zahareli. He says, remember what I said? The dark age, the Kali. The mother of Zahareli is a Khaleesi or Khaleesi. You hear that? Khaleesi. You hear that? So yeah, that's how the elder tied it to Kali. It's that time of change. So yeah, in this story, the mother Khaleesi births his son Zahareli, which on one hand he gives the nations technology, but at the other hand he brings destruction as well. As with all the stories or the histories that we have of ancient worlds, that after becoming, the more technologically advanced they become, the more perverted they become as well at some point. But it starts out as the golden age is an era of peace and harmony. When the Bible talks about the 1,000 years, for example, the Kali Yuga system goes even further and actually outlines even deeper how long each age is. And so you find now this the typology used in Indaba My Children at the height now of the golden age. Where's the text? At page 30, for example, at the bottom, thy doom, O Amarire. It reads, 2 generations later, and now Zaharel, who had meantime discovered the immortal secret, was ruling supreme at the head of an empire, the most fantastic the world has ever seen. This was the empire which legends tell, the empire of Amarire, or Murire, in which men lived in shining golden huts. Shining golden huts. That's the clue there. That's the clue. On page 32, at the top there, he talks about the genetic engineering that was carried out to capture wild beasts and then crush them to a pulp. And from this pulp, he created Zahareli, that is now new creatures resembling the human being. These queer creatures he earmarked as slaves, entertainers and workers in his expanding empire. These creatures produced like keffercorn cakes, webjauni, the lowest of the low. You know the stories of the the reptilians who came and create a race of people to do what? To mine for gold. To mine for gold. And so these clues all tie us back to the golden age, the story of Enlil and Enki. They come down to the earth to do what? To mine for gold. Earlier that the end of an age is brought by the rock, Cephas, or the rock not cut out by a human hand, which represents that representing the northern star changing position. And so to just to break down a bit the biblical allegory or the Hebraic thought now in this, and where it actually falls apart, is because they start at the gold and then they come to the iron, and then they represent the stone crushing the feet as the end of everything and the end of all life. But that's not correct, because as I tried showing you here, that is the change of the pole star. It's not the end. We are just starting a new age. And to add further again, from the Hebraic myths, especially in Christians, they like to say the age of the earth is 6,000 years, or roughly there. That's how the Christians, the Christian theology puts it. But if you see what I'm trying to say here, is that every 13,000 years the pole star changes, and this takes 24,000 or 25,000 years, depending on which system you are using, which means the biblical account is only reckoning for a quarter of that time. It's only reckoning for a quarter up until the Iron Age. But there's nothing about us going back up again to the Golden Age, or the heaven, or heaven. Now, in these texts, each age is ended by a cataclysm. In the story of the Anunnaki, for example, the story of Enki and Enlil, it's a flood. It's a flood. So what they do is they get on their ships, and they hover over the planet while the destruction happens. Then when everything is done again, they land their ships, they get out, and they restart with a few of their Jauni creations that they've actually created. Now, not to say this is a factual historical account. Abalandeli belanga, we read these as mythologies to find to find the oneness, or that one thread that sums up all these tales. And so you find that in the Bible as well, you find the story of Noah, who's said to build a boat because there's a flood coming. How long ago? Around 13,000 years ago. There's this growing belief that if you're using the globe model, for example, that every time this pole shift happens, the north and the south pole, something happens there. Either an ice cap drops or falls or cracks and falls into the ocean and creates this huge tidal wave, which starts a flood. Which, for example, which would make sense as to why in the Bible, for example, it says, no, let me not go there. It creates a flood. So that is one way they say, that is one system that is there to tell the story. Noah again, it's also the story of the sun, or the story of 12. The sun's ecliptic, because he preached for 40. He was told to build an ark. He built and preached for 40 years, and then it rains for 40 days and 40 nights. That's 4, 8, 12. That's the 12. That's how you approach scripture interpretation when you're taking when you're going for the deeper aspects now. Noah or the Noah or the Noah. K-N-O-W, the Noah. That's the story of the sun as well. And also you find in the book Indaba My Children at 40, page 40, it's you will find Jauni Odu and what's her name again? Our first mother, the woman that was saved. You find them riding a fish to start a new civilization somewhere. It reads, this is the end now after the battle with Zahareli, the battle between Zahareli, Ma, the spirit Ma, and the tree of life. It reads, the great city tilted and sank forever below the seas. The real sun broke through the dissolving clouds, and the sea turned a blazing copper red. Two figures, one male, one female, joyfully rode on the back of a fish. They were riding towards the rising sun, blessed by our goddess and the tree of life. So this symbology comes in time and time again in the Indian myth. I can't remember the names. The two that are saved are said to be riding on a fish, a silver fish. Interestingly enough, a silver fish moving from the golden age to silver. And then you would find in the oral traditions that Mamumutwa talks about, you will find the Normo from the star Sirius, or Kiri-dau, the Normo, who came in silver glistening ships to come and reteach mankind how to exist, or how to build. They teach mankind the secrets of alchemy. And then in that story, he tells of this being that stood and preached. I think it's 40 days, if I remember correctly. And then after preaching for that length of time, or this fish-like being, after preaching, what he kills himself, and then everyone who was there at that hearing, they have a piece. They have a piece of him. They eat him. And so yes. I think that's everything. I think that's everything. There's a lot here, guys. There's a lot here. There is so much here for the discerning eye. It's been great. I've enjoyed doing this one. Nga here signing out. Please subscribe to our page. Nga, capital N, G, and small letter A at YouTube. Check us out on Facebook as well. N, G, and small letter A. Thanks for listening.